If I had to vote for a candidate, I would vote for Donald Trump.
Not completely sure, but I would not vote for Trump.
Well, from one nasty woman to another. So I am voting for Hillary Clinton.
I wouldn't say that I'm very supportive of either Hillary or Trump, but if I could vote, I would definitely have to go for Hillary.
So I am a lifelong Democrat. The liberal ideals are my values and my thoughts.
I think Trump is sexist and racist, and he kind of has made his way by saying a lot of hateful comments, and I just think that he appeals to more of an ignorant crowd of people who are more subconsciously racist or sexist, and I don't believe in the hateful things that he says.
I mean, here's the thing. If Trump wins, within a month of winning the election, he has a trial for fraud and for child rape. How can that be our president?
Because I feel like he represents my worldview the best, even though some of his policies are somewhat outrageous and some of his past behavior is unacceptable. But I still think he's a better option than Hillary.
Basically, two major areas where that really concern me about Trump that make me just think that he's unacceptable. As I stated, I don't like Hillary, but I think that Trump is completely unreasonable to vote for. So the first major area would be socially speaking. Hillary Clinton, for all that you think about what her policies would be, socially speaking, she doesn't have that much of what you would consider to be a big change, right? She's a pretty standard politician, and what she would bring to the table in terms of how the political crowd would react is not that much. Trump, on the other hand, is a danger, to say the least. He's been inciting violence at his riots. He's openly called for Second Amendment people to come and deal with his opponent, basically calling for political assassination. The second major point would probably be in terms of foreign policy. Yes, you could say that Trump, he might become isolationist, as opposed to Hillary Clinton, who would most likely be sort of this neoconservative, neoliberal thing where she'd be war hawkish. But that being said, we don't exactly know what Trump's foreign policy looks like. He's not having any experience. And so we can prepare for what Hillary's going to look like. And it's not pleasant, but we know what we can do.
With Hillary, one, there is the incredible historical significance of our first woman president. And as a U.S. history teacher, I can't underscore the importance of that. But two, her preparation, she admits, she's I'm a policy wonk, and that's a good thing. I want a president who's going to do research. All of the research that I make students do, why on earth would I have a president who wants to do less than that? So I want a president who's going to put the time and the research and the effort into people who need our support.
Just the fact that she's lied about lying, and even when she's testifying in front of the FBI or the Supreme Court or anything like that, I don't think she can be trusted by the American people.
If a lot of people did support Trump, then I'd probably share my own views. That might be a little less hateful in my perspective than his views, but...
No, I have actually had real anxiety over this election. There have been times this last week that I haven't been able to sleep very well. Just honestly, the thought of this demagogue of Trump being president, someone who has said women should be punished if they have abortions, that his main concern for getting a Supreme Court justice would be to overturn Roe v. Wade. His language and bragging of sexual assaults against women.
Wouldn't move up to Canada. I probably wouldn't move back to China either. But the thing is, because I don't really like either of the candidates that much right now, so the general reaction I probably would have to both of them being elected would be the same, which would be to stick with my values and continue fighting. And when that means in the future when I get to vote, that means I would be voting for causes that are against them. And the thing is that movements and activism never starts at the top of the ticket. It never starts with the president. It always starts with local grassroots sort of things. So whether Hillary was elected or not, or whether Trump is elected or not, we're still going to need to keep fighting for certain issues at a local level.